Hi, my name's Dave, and this is D&T Games. It's a place where I make games and try and make them fun, essentially. Basically, D&T stands for Dave's Nostalgia Trip. It was a channel I used to do under the nickname of Infected Flinch. And I made a game called Monitor, which managed to land me a couple of awards. And there's been a spin-off DLC to it as a standalone game called Alex, a Monitor story. And I've got two projects running at the moment. One of which I can't talk about, but the other one is called Nascent State, a Monitor story. So this is another spin-off to Monitor, and it's actually a prequel to the original Monitor. So what this game is actually doing is helping me twofold. It's actually helping with the other project I'm working on, because I was finding that I had a lot of troubles with it. So this is helping a lot to kind of learn new things from there. And also as well, it just lets me dip back into Monitor and kind of work on it, because the other project took a lot of time, and it's not quite working the way I want it to at the moment. I've got some great people working on it though, some beautiful assets, and the main character from it looks amazing. So yeah, it's coming together, but it's going to take a long time. The secret one I can't talk about at the moment. But Nascent State is a prequel game, and it's in the style of like Seventh Guest and Myst. So it's got a little bit of a weird kind of like first person view, and you select things. It's in a prototype phase at the moment, and it's essentially gonna have 4 endings. So it's not as big as the other games I've made, but it's got a lot more to it. I don't want to kind of fully go into story and everything, but it's got a lot of weird things going off. But it's all about one of the big like things that happened in the original game that never really got explained, but it kind of got tickled around that things happened, and you know there was a lot of things going off. But it's essentially around Lana Remley and what happened to her before she kind of went off and became this wild child. So if you played the original game, spoilers from here on, she got attacked by her own mum, and it's all about that whole kind of dynamic and what happened, and you know what really happened, and can you make a difference being this character that you're playing as. So the game is played primarily from an outsider's view, but you're playing as a character called Beatrix Nowak, and she's basically this detective in Florida who was one of the first on the scene for what happened to Amelia and Lana Remley. And there's a few other characters that are kind of kicking around her, and you've got to try and piece together what's been going off. So it's not done in a linear sense, so a lot of the games kind of jump around, and you've got to kind of piece everything together to get like a full view for what's going on. But there's some big people in this, and a new person I'm working with, her name is Elissa Park, and she is basically doing the voice of Beatrix Nowak. And she's awesome. That's all you need to know. So she's a new person I've never worked with before, but she's basically bringing this character to life. Also as well, we've got a few returning voices as well. We've got Scott Bailey, Alan George is reappearing. We've also got Mark Verheer coming back as Emilio, so we're going to have some crazy times as Emilio again. We've also got John Walker coming back. So yeah, he's coming back too, so Wouter as the crazy New Jersey guy. We've also got Lana coming back, but I'm not going to say any more with that, but Olivia's coming back with that. And we've also got a few new characters as well. We've got Chris Weatherly, also known as Novabug on YouTube, so he's coming back as a new character. He was a voice in the original game, but it's not connected. It's just a different voice, so don't get too confused if he does the voice the same way as that one from the other one, so they're not connected. We've also got Chris Heaney. Chris Heaney's going to be playing Captain Reed. It's also as well, Novabug's going to be playing a guy called Yates. So they're all kind of detectives, and Reed is a captain, so he looks after everything. And we've also got Dremond, who's been played by Mike, Vampire Mike, as you might know him on YouTube. So we've got all these kind of weird little characters kind of kicking around, and they're all connected to Nowak in a way. And there's also another person that's going to be in there, but I can't really talk about it. But it's not the person you think it is. It's not the big kind of secret that was in the first game. The person that's going to be in this that's causing a lot of problems in the background isn't the same as the original one. So, secret times. So yeah, that's just a brief kind of like what's been going off really with D&T games. So the weird thing is with Nascent State has had a weird protracted development. It was gonna be a Twine game, and then it went from Twine and it went into something called Renpai. And I'll show you some of the stuff that kind of started off with that. But then it became quite quickly known that it was like, this just doesn't give this any justice. It's a big story, there's lots of weird themes in it, I want to kind of explore it. So then it just went from that to Unreal, and then I was just thinking, well, I've got this other project I can't kind of talk about that I'm trying to make work, and I'm waiting for assets with that. So I thought, what the hell, why not make Nascent State in Unreal? So it literally, this game has been kicking around for like 2 months, kind of going from one thing to the other, and finally it's ended up as an Unreal game again. So it's all going to be made in blueprints, and it's getting bigger than I anticipated. But it's a very weird concept that it's going to happen. So it's very difficult to explain. But if you can imagine that you're like an outsider looking in, it should be pretty cool once it's finished. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So comment, like, and subscribe, and make sure that you leave me some comments. Let me know how you're doing. And if you want to look at my older stuff and also as well, if you want to have a look at the older stuff on Infected Flinch's side, my old D&T stuff, you can check that by clicking some of the buttons somewhere. So I'll see you later.